The United States has slapped massive tariffs on China, in some cases well over 100%, in order to make more stuff on American soil. Economists say it'll probably hit your bank account.
China sent $438 billion worth of goods to the US last year, many of which are sitting in your home, or your car, or your office, and they'll probably become more expensive to buy as businesses pass the tariffs on to shoppers like you.
So what are some of those things we only get from China, and how much are they being tariffed? Let's run it down. First things first, Christmas is canceled. Well, not fully, but it's probably going to be less merry because US retailers source 87% of their Christmas decorations from China. And yes, you can try to shift your supply chain to another country, but Cambodia only makes 5.5% of global exports, while the domestic industry in the US is close to zero.
Looks like your hands are gonna be sore this year from all the paper snowflakes you're cutting out.
Well, I'm Jewish.
So Christmas is in trouble, and so is your New Year's resolution to get in better shape, because bikes are another good whose supply chain is massively exposed to Chinese tariffs. US bike brands import about 90% of the roughly 12.5 million bikes they sell annually, according to the Financial Times.
The biggest share comes from China, but Taiwan, Vietnam, and Cambodia also chip in. And even if you're sitting there thinking, I'm not exactly Lance Armstrong here, no sweat off my back, think of the children.
According to the organization People for Bikes, 97% of kids' bikes sold in the US come from China. And if they become more expensive, it could impact participation. So it gives new weight to the saying, it's just like riding a bike.
Speaking of riding, sex toys are largely made in China, and brands like Dame say tariffs of nearly 150% would be brutal for business and lead to higher prices.
Neal, quick clarification, the government's product category for these isn't sex toys, it's massagers.
Thank you for that. Whatever you want to call them, they're gonna get more expensive. Dame has begun instituting what it calls a $5 Trump tariff surcharge on all orders.
And Unbound CEO told Wired that a vibrator that previously cost the company $30 to make now has a tariff cost of even more than that, $44, bringing the total to $74. Tariffs are now their largest expense as a business. On the topic of toys of a different kind, the toy industry is in a rough spot. We have a coworker here at Morning Brew whose husband works for a major toy manufacturer, and essentially their business is completely on hold under the current tariffs.
That's because about 3/4 of all toys sold in the US are manufactured in China, and we import a lot of toys, $17.7 billion worth last year.
Toy production is especially hard to relocate to the US. One, because many toy manufacturers are considered small businesses, so it's hard for them to spin up a factory. And two, a lot of toy manufacturing is still done by hand. Think painting a face on a doll. So we don't have a trained or affordable labor force here either.
Kids want to have bikes to ride or dolls to play with. Guess it's back to the good old stick.
Hey, don't sleep on some hoop rolling.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Think about Chinese kitchen staples like Sichuan peppercorns, other seasonings, and squid, which will now be tariffed at 170%.
Squid is a kitchen staple for you?
I have eclectic tastes. Meanwhile, China-made wool sweaters that keep you cozy during the winter will be subject to 169% tariffs.
China-made toasters face a 150% tariff.
Plastic tableware is staring down tariffs of 159%.
And aluminum outdoor chairs for your patio will be hit with a 70% tariff.
And because China is the only place that makes so many things the US needs, they can retaliate in a trade war by not sending them. That's exactly what's happening with rare earth minerals. China has suspended exports of several key minerals and magnets only produced in China, blocking the US from getting necessary ingredients for things like cars, weapons, planes, and semiconductors.
6 of the rare earth metals blocked by China are only made there, while 90% of rare earth magnets are. This move could stop the EV transition in its tracks and disrupt American defense contractors from making drones and robots. So how much are these Chinese tariffs going to raise prices and impact your life? Not too much, as long as you don't celebrate Christmas, learn how to ride a bike, play with toys or yourself, eat food, ride in a plane, car, or man in a attack drone. You should be good.